All right, folks, it looks like there's going to be just like the 18 volt X2. Maybe they're going to call this the 40 volt X2, but there's going to be some 80 volt batteries, or actually 80 volt tools that are going to use the two 40 volt battery um, platform or system, kind of that they do with the X2 and the 18 volt. And it looks like you can see them back here, all right, with the SDS rotary hammers. Looks like there's two 40 volt batteries on there, all right. Um, Looks like there's a rear handle. Now that probably just going to be a 40 volt tool. Um, a lot of stuff, guys. You're going to have a radio, a fan. This is why I think they kind of, this was supposed to come out December, January 2021, December 2020. But if you followed the way these tools have been released, right, they started actually in the East, Japan, Australia. They've been out for a little while, but there was basically just, the 6 or 7 base tools. As you see here, I mean, you got a lot of angle grinders, okay? But you also have some OPE stuff. You have a miter saw. Looks like you got at least 3 or 4 SDS rotary hammers that are just going to be 40 volt. Forget about the 80 volt. All right. Looks like they're keeping that design of the blower, okay, of the Gen 1 brushless blower. I think it's 125 miles per hour, 480 CFM. So it might have some better specs, but the runtime obviously will be better. Now you got to remember, guys, there's basically 2 batteries that are coming out initially, right? You got a 2.5 and a 4.0. All right. So a 4.0 40 volt is basically a 6 amp hour 18 volt. Okay. Excuse me, is basically an 8 amp hour 20 volt. All right. So you're basically doubling. All right. Even though it says 40 volt, this is basically a 36 volt line. Okay. So you're basically just doubling comparably to an 18 volt. All right. So if you have a 2.5 40 volt, it's basically the same as a 5 amp hour 18 volt. So these are basically 8 amp hour 18 volt batteries. All right. The ones that are 4. Okay. Now, if they come out with a 5, that'll be a 10 amp hour. Okay. And if you look down here, I don't think I can play this, unfortunately, but obviously he's got two 40 volt batteries hooked up to his SDS. That thing is a monster. All right. So there is going to be OPE tools. All right. I've gotten that question a lot. A lot of people are kind of, I don't know if to invest, in their 18 volt lawnmower, if a 40 volt lawnmower is coming out. I don't know. I don't see a lawnmower up here, and it's probably not going to be a 2021 release. It could be, but I haven't heard anything, and it's already April. All right. You might get a blower. You might get some, trimmers, a power head, right? Pole saw, articulating hedge trimmer. You might get that stuff, but I don't see a lawnmower here. But a lot of impacts, hammer drills, drill drivers over here. You got a monster impact wrench. All right. That's going to be something. That even looks like it's a 3/4. All right. So a lot to look forward to. All right. Now you are stepping into a complete new platform. All right. These batteries are not compatible with the 18 volt Makita tools. So You know, it's basically starting a completely new platform. All right. But if you need that power, if you want that power, right, you might only want that 80 volt SDS. You know, right now, a lot of the lithium ion tools are working for you, but you're still using, you know, a corded SDS rotary hammer. You don't really want to do it anymore. This is a great option. All right. And you can kind of work slowly into this 40 volt platform. All right. You know, when your next Makita 18 volt or X2 36 volt circular saw kind of goes down the drain, you've had it 6-7 years, it's done. All right. You got 2 batteries for your SDS. You know, now you might want to move over. All right. Instead of going back to the 18 volt or the X2 circular, I'm going to go with the 40 volt. So, just some information. And it does look like I said an OPE. At least a few of them will be available. It looks like this season. We'll have to see. All right. Basically just announced this week. So we know the base tools that are going to come out. But as you can see, you know, there's a lot of tools here. But again, another important part of this is they are going to have 80 volt tools. All right. So 2 40 volt batteries, basically the 40 X2. Think about the 18 X2. They're going to be doing the same thing with the 40 volt. All right. Peace.